Hello again, it's me, the Morphiend, and I just want to say, I do not consider myself to be an arrogant man. I consider myself to be a realist, and with that in mind, I think it's only fair to say that I am nothing short of a superhero. The crippled crusader, you might say. And well, it seems I already might have an arch nemesis, a white knight to my dark knight. Mr. Steve Shives himself. So the Morphiend is a superhero, and the supervillain is, of course, the oxymoron. The oxymoron. Get it? Oxy. Like drugs and moron. Oxy. It's hilarious. Anyway, as Pink Floyd once said, the show must go on. Yeah, clearly that wasn't the album version, but you get the point. Best album ever made, The Wall. You gonna refute that opinion, are you? Talking about refuting, discrediting, and shitting all over opinions, let's get on with the show, Mr. Oxymoron Shives.
Do all ideas deserve a fair hearing? Sure. But what about ideas who have had their fair hearing and have been widely discredited and rejected?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're going to talk about ideas that have been discredited, sure, but if we're talking about opinions, which I think that's what you're going to do, then actually, you know what? I just realised I need to get a drink, so I'm just going to nip to China and get this special tea that I like, and then I'm just going to come back. 1 second. That's better. See, I told you I was a fucking superhero. Oh, sorry, I'm an idiot. I keep forgetting to give you the context of this video and why I'm making this video, his video, not my video, Basically, I wanted to go to his YouTube channel to see if he responded to being trolled by Bearing and what he was going to say on the matter. So I went to check it, and I saw this video and assumed that was what it was going to be about, but it ended up being about how people who have incorrect ideas shouldn't be given platforms because it just encourages them and all that. So I wanted to respond to it, and that's it. Context given. Let's move on.
With the recent punching of white supremacist Richard Spencer and protesters shutting down scheduled appearances by racist, misogynist, professional internet troll Milo Yiannopoulos.
Milo loves sucking black men's cocks. Would you? No? Neither would I. I guess that makes us racist.
I've heard many people arguing that the likes of Spencer and Yiannopoulos should be allowed to have their say, that their voices ought to be heard, so that if their claims are false or their rhetoric is harmful, we can respond in kind, with the truth, or with better ideas. The people making...
Number one, what's with the jump cuts? This isn't 2009. Number two, opinions and truth are two different things. An opinion is your truth, my truth. Self-awareness, coming out and saying that this opinion isn't true, it's just what I happen to think. Third, you in the other video were talking about how much you love debating. You're supposed to be a proponent, an advocate of free speech, and you're going to make a whole fucking video about how some people who you disagree with shouldn't be given a platform to talk.
We ignore people promoting what we have come to regard as bad ideas all the time. It happens in science, it happens in politics, it happens in our everyday lives.
Science as a field is black and white. There are right and wrongs. Scientists love to be proven wrong as much as they do to be proven right, because they want to know the truth. Politics, on the other hand, is a lot more complicated. Democracy has been in effect for the most part for thousands of years. It is the best system that we have found. It's quite surprising to me that we actually haven't found anything better, but that must mean that it works on some level. But we are constantly switching things around and trying to work around certain issues to improve life for everybody. But what some people see as progressive, other people see as regressive. That's just a fact. Some people don't agree with opinions that you have or I have because it's an opinion. It isn't set in stone. It isn't based on fact. We all have different experiences in life that lead to us basing opinions on completely anecdotal and contrived rhetoric and evidence. So to compare things like that with 2 + 2 = 4 and things in science being right is completely ridiculous. You can't discredit an opinion, because even if you were to show somebody all the proof in the world that there isn't a God, if they believe it, they believe it. And if they believe it, other people do. There is no singular thought process in the world. That's why people, go crazy over Trump. And you look at Donald Trump and you say, I can't believe people like him, there must be something wrong. You just can't accept that people think differently than you do. I never thought I would see a liberal suppress free speech in the US. It's crazy.
There comes a point where the argument is over, where continued discourse on the matter would be of no use to anyone other than the most stubborn, die-hard supporters of a roundly rejected position.
Roundly rejected position? Roundly? What the fuck? You mean like rowdily? Like rough? Like a rough rejected position? I don't think that's what you mean, is it? No. You know what? Let's have a look. Let's see what stance has been roundly rejected by everyone, shall we?
Feminism is cancer. Thank you very much.
Oh shit, you're right. I'm stubborn, because me and all those people cheering, we still believe that feminism is literal cancer. Because you know what? I lost an eye to feminism. Wait, no, cancer. Yeah. Sorry. I get them mixed up because they're the same, you see. Because everything that Milo says is complete literal facts that people outside of that room disagree with, because he's wrong. And it's not opinion at all, no. It's incorrect facts that to have continued discourse on would consider the opinions in question to be legitimate, and we can't have that because they're roundly rejected.
Refuting bad ideas with good ideas is important, but so is removing bad ideas from the discourse. And when we refuse to do that, when we continue to engage with people pushing arguments that have already been refuted, we treat their bad ideas as though they were legitimate.
See? I told you. Did I tell you? I told you. Listen, you can repudiate opinions all day. You can disagree with them, deny them. But how are you going to refute somebody who disagrees with a core principle such as third wave feminism? If somebody stands up there and says, listen, I believe that feminists don't want equality, they want extra rights, not equal rights. They never seem to talk about anything related to males. There's a lot of people out there who consider themselves feminists and, of course, are egalitarian, more so than they are feminists. But at the end of the day, third wave feminism is an issue, and we see that every day. How are you going to refute that? Are you going to not bring up all the people drinking cups that say, male tears on them, and the feminists who actually agree with that principle? You can't refute opinion. You can rebut it, but you can't refute it. You know what? Refute that. Refute that. Go on. That's my opinion. You can't refute opinion. Refute my opinion.
There's a name for this, the balance fallacy. It's what happens when people see their ideas treated as though they have merit or might have merit, when we already know that they don't have merit.
So the balance fallacy is an informal fallacy, an informal logical fallacy, And obviously, given the context that Steve's using, Milo Yiannopoulos are on one side and he's on one or the other side. Now, if you don't really know any examples of this fallacy, it's basically like somebody who's a heart surgeon having a conversation with somebody who, you know, has a heart pain, and they're having a conversation with the heart surgeon. The heart surgeon gives his opinion, and the person who isn't a heart surgeon disagrees. It's a balance fallacy to suggest that the person who has the heart pain can hold a conversation with the person who knows more and actually be credible. Now, obviously, given the context that Steve's using, he's the heart surgeon. Him and his feminists and social justice warriors are the heart surgeons. And to think that Milo Yiannopoulos can be even in the same conversation as him is a fallacy. It's a balance fallacy. That's what he's trying to get across, and it's bullshit. Again, in my opinion. Once more, I'm not even going to finish this video because he just repeats a lot of the same shit he said before, and says that completely protesting and acting violently when Milo wants to speak at a college is completely fine, because he should be on a soapbox in a corner. Allow him to speak, but just don't give him a microphone. That's his suggestion. Suppression. Like a fucking solid snake. "I'll get you next time, Murphy," said the oxymoron. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time.